But first, let me apologize on behalf of our colleagues. We were supposed to be here, but the weather is extremely bad. So flying was a challenge. We had to detour and go Ancha in order to get here. Otherwise, the normal route is completely dark and raining heavily. So we apologize for that delay because of weather. Mine is just to come again to tell the family that we continue to miss and grieve the loss of a statesman, a mentor for many, and somebody whose contribution to the country, the continent, and in other international arena will always be remembered. So in this difficult moment, we wish to reaffirm our solidarity. And on behalf of my colleagues, some may have spoken earlier, we came as a Western Kenya group to come in solidarity, to stand with the family. And we really pray that as his soul rests in eternal peace, that God's grace can visit the entire Raila Odinga and Jaramogi family, so that the blessings of his hand can manifest as we go into the future. Having said that, let me also just say thank you, Your Excellency Nana Addo, for being here. This was your friend, and we are truly honored that you've come all the way from Ghana to be with us and the family here. It's a major sign and show of respect and partnership, not just with the family, but with the people of Kenya. Now, the permission I've been given is that I request Atwoli, Amos to come and give a minute each. Then I get Oparanya to also come and make some brief remarks. And then we conclude with the speaker, and we'll have ended our remarks. After that, we don't have to really say anything at the homestead in the interest of time. And thank you for the governors, for the leadership, for those who have coordinated the groups and the teams that came from all our counties, Fernandes and Otoma and Deputy Governor of Vihiga. All of you, thank you, Asanteni Sana, for what you have done. Go to Secretary General Atwoli.
Thank you, Prime CS. Most welcome, President Addo. In your country, that is our headquarters are the Organization of the African Trade Union, the unit of which you have hosted for so many years. Friends, honorable members of parliament, the Speaker of National Assembly, na wale wote ambao wamefika hapa. Mimi nitakuwa kwa ufupi sana, na ninaongea kwa ajili siku kubwa ile sikupata nafasi ya kuongea. Na tangu tumpoteze baba, imekuwa ni vigumu sana kwangu hata nikijaribu kuongea, naona maneno haingii. Sababu yake ikiwa ni ya kwamba all his doctors, yeye ndio aliintroduce mimi to those doctors. Right away from Dr. Lunya Oluoch, Dr. Musadi of Dubai, and other doctors, including Dr. Martin Wanyoike of Nairobi Hospital. Yeye ndiye aliintroduce mimi. Na niko na kijana yangu hapa, Professor Dukoya Atwoli, atakwambia mwaka jana it was not easy for me and him. Wengi hamjui. Nikikutolea picha zake na mimi mwezi wa March utashangaa sana akini-encourage mimi kupigwa shindano katika matako ambayo ilikuwa haijafunikwa na kitu chochote, na nilikuwa nimeogopa. Alikaa na mimi mwezi wa Machi wote, nyinyi wengi wa Kenya hamkujua tukiwa hospitali moja na yeye, na alikuwa ananiangalia kama vile mtu anaangalia ndugu yake. Na mtoto wake anaitwa Winnie ndiye alini-encourage mimi kwenda through those processes. Mimi nilikuwa nimeogopa, napeana flimsy excuses, naambia daktari, Labor Day is just around, I have a lot of engagements, I will be going to Geneva in June, so I think I will think about surgery when I have come back. Wina akaniambia, Ango, hii ni kitu ya wiki mbili, you will be all right. And indeed, after 2 weeks I was all right. Baba alimaliza na mimi almost 3 weeks akiniangalia. Ni vigumu sana ukipoteza mtu kama huyu, saa ingine huwezi kuwa na maneno ya kusema. Wengi hata journalist nyinyi hamjui, wengi wanapenda kuenda na rumors na propaganda za social media, but the truth of the matter is that we as workers, we lost a person who was close to Kenyan workers, African workers, and he had an opportunity to come to Ghana, Accra, to address the workers of Africa before he started vying for that position of Africa. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Amos Wako, please come forward. Thank you, Kotu Secretary General. Amos Wako, please come. But in the meantime, let me also acknowledge we are with the CS, Deborah, CS for Environment. Thank you, Deborah.
Sister Ida, Junior, Rosemary and Winnie, the entire family of Odinga, I'm one of the many millions in Kenya who greatly mourn the passing on of Raila Odinga, one of the many. And if there were a few who doubted that, the way the country mourned him has never been witnessed in Kenya. We have a lot to say, but I can say this, just 2 points. One, when I was Attorney General of Kenya, I worked very closely with Raila Odinga. He fought for the Constitution, and when the time for negotiations came, he was on the forefront of those negotiations. And one instance I remember very clearly is that I had made up my mind that the chairman of the constitutional review process should be somebody from outside, not somebody who has stayed in Kenya and who has taken sides, because there were two processes going on, one for the government, another one of Ufangamano. And I had thought of Professor Yash Pal Gai. I knew that myself I could not convince the government to have Professor Yash Pal Gai, who was then in exile, to come and chair the constitutional review process. So I talked to Baba, and Baba also agreed with this idea. And both of us went to the then President, Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. And because of him, really, Moi was convinced that Yash Pal Gai should be the chairman. I was then detailed to go to the United States of America, where Yash Pal Gai was, to convince him to come. And hence the process began, which led to the new constitution. So we shall be entirely grateful to him. Just one point about the constitution. The constitution would not have passed without the immense contribution of Raila Odinga. I can tell you that as a fact. And to enable it to pass, he compromised on who should be. Should we have a presidential system or should we have a parliamentary system? He was for parliamentary system. But he gave in on that one, and we now have a presidential system. My prayer is that when the constitutional review process begins, we should revisit this idea of a parliamentary system of government, which I believe can contribute greatly to the two great ills that we have here in our society, corruption and ethnicity. Baba, rest in peace. You made me. You appointed me to many things. We shall meet there. Thank you.
My brother and namesake, Wycliffe Ambetsa Oparanya.
The dear family of my friend Raila Odinga, the former president of the Ghana, my colleagues who are here, ladies and gentlemen, I think there's nothing much I can say. Most of you know that it is Raila who made me my political journey until where I am. From the year 2000, for the last 25 years, we have worked together. More so, I've been his deputy party leader for the last 13 years, when we worked very closely. Apart from being my party leader, he was a dear friend. And that's why he requested me to have a wing in my own house for him to rest when he comes to Western. And indeed I did that, and you know when he came to Western, he stayed with me in my own home. So I have lost a mentor, a confidant, and I will forever remember him on what he did for me personally and what he has done for this entire country. I can talk a lot about Raila, and I hope one of these days I will have time to write a book on my relationship with Raila. But Baba, I shall miss you. I shall miss your company. I shall miss your advice. Go well.
Thank you. May I call upon the Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Masika Wetangula, to finish that phase, and then we are done.
Thank you, Your Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, retired President of Ghana, who we served together as foreign ministers of our respective countries at the same time. Distinguished monarchs, Junior, on behalf of the family, I did speak at Bondo University on the day we rested our dear brother and Baba. We've just come today as a region, as a community, to fulfill cultural and ritual rites of coming to the resting place of our brother, to say pole to the family. Raila Odinga has left many orphans. We have the primary orphans, the family, and secondary orphans all over the country and the world, who lived with him, who journeyed with him, and who believed in his ideals and direction for this country. We'll always remember Raila Odinga as a man who made many compromises for the sake of the peace, unity, and security of this country. Very few politicians are capable of doing that. I ran my politics in 2013, 2017, in the same coalition of CORD and NASA respectively, with this energetic and dynamic doyen of Kenyan politics. We come here to say to the family that your loss is our loss. Your loss is our country's loss, and it takes generations to breed and nurture a leader of this stature. In my private life as a practicing lawyer, I was many times consulted not only by the fallen hero, but Mzee Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, when we were in Parliament together. I want on my behalf, on behalf of the National Assembly of Kenya, and indeed the entire Parliament, as the chair of the PSC of Parliament, with all my colleagues who are here, to wish Baba a comfortable stay away from the bustle and hustle of political life, and a peaceful rest in a place where we are all headed. For my colleagues in the political arena, we are always quick to judge, to conclude. The lesson we can learn from this great man is that in politics, there are no permanent friends, there are no permanent enemies. You only have sustainable interests, and above all, patriotism for your country. If we all can take a lesson and embrace this, Kenya will be the richer, Kenya will be the better, and wherever he is in the clouds watching us, I'm sure he's smiling to see that all these good friends of his have come to pay their last respects. I did give to the family the Hansard record of all his immense contributions in Parliament, and I hope that will enrich the mausoleum of our brother. I'm in the process of finishing up my book, and I can assure you that Raila Odinga will have a full chapter in my book for people to read and appreciate the journey we walk together. Thank you, my brother. Fare thee well.
I think the presence of the President of Ghana has brought us blessings of the rain. I was talking to him about rainy seasons here in Kenya and in Ghana. And this time we have the short rains. But Mr. President, with the utmost humility, I ask you to come and address the congregation, and then Junior, you will have the last word. Thank you, thank you. Welcome.
governor of the host county, the prime cabinet secretary, and the dignitaries of the Kenyan state, we came to Kenya on Sunday, my compatriots and I, to attend 2 conferences. We took the decision that before going back to Accra, we would come here to pay our respects to a man whom I was privileged to call a friend. And that's the reason for our presence here today. And God being so good, my presence coincided with that of the Prime Cabinet Secretary, whom I've got to know well in these last few years, the former Attorney General, the former Foreign Minister, now Speaker, all of whom are people with whom I have worked before in the common interest of our continent. The reason for my presence here is not very far to seek. The man we are mourning is one of the great sons, not just of Kenya, but of our continent of Africa. His contribution to the growth of democracy in Kenya and in Africa is one that can never, ever be forgotten. And I was privileged to have the opportunity to work with him. He visited me in Accra on 3 occasions when I was president. The last being when he came campaigning for the office of Chairman of the African Union Commission. I did not hesitate to commit the support of Ghana to his candidature because I knew that he was a man who was befitting and very capable of doing the work. So I came here today to be able, in person, to express to his family, his widow, his family, and to the people of Kenya my personal deep-seated condolence on his passing. And to be able to do so on this occasion has been a matter of great satisfaction to me. I want to wish him peaceful rest in the bosom of the Almighty until the last day of the resurrection, when we shall all meet again. Amen, and thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. I wish to convey the apologies of Dr. Odinga, who we know is the leader of the larger Jaramogi Odinga family. He is out there in Nairobi attending to other duties. Now, Junior, as the head of the Raila Odinga family, I now invite you to make the concluding remarks before you proceed to Opoda. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. Your Excellency, former President from Ghana, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Gideon, all the governors, FCP Baraza, Otuoma, Ogisho, all protocols observed. Asanteni sana, and thank you, Your Excellency, for coming to visit us in Kangoka, Jaramogi. Baba and you were friends for a very long time. I remember when we came to Accra in 2019, and you invited us into your presidential palace. We appreciated the bond that you had with my father. We want to thank you, not just from me, but from Mama Ida Betty Odinga, my sisters Rosemary Odinga, and Mheshimiwa Honorable Winnie Kazi Odinga. We welcome all of you to our home right now. Due to time constraint, I shall not speak much. But what I want to say is thank you all for coming to pray with us, to be with us, and to just share with your memories with the late Honorable Raila Odinga. Like I said before, this place is welcome for anybody. Today we've had His Excellency all the way from Ghana. We've had visitors from Tanzania. We've had visitors from Ireland. So we want to encourage everyone to come here and visit and pray with us. Asanteni sana.
One of the things that Raila Amolo did was to create a collection that is very difficult to find anywhere in Kenya. This grounds is not just a shrine, it's a museum. So whenever you have time, please come back to Kajaramogi to see the collection about Kenya, about Africa, and about all communities in Africa and Kenya in particular. From here, we are proceeding to Opoda, Raila Amolo Odinga's home. Mama is waiting there. You are all under obligation to go to Opoda because Mama has been waiting for you